Chuckers, and welcome to Quirky Crafts and Collectables, and we're going to be taking you to our honeymoon. So please sit back, relax. We're going to visit Rome and Paris.
Rome, a city where you can explore ancient ruins, admire world-famous art, and completely spoil pasta back home for yourself, forever. But with so much to see, picking what to do and in what order can make planning a trip a little overwhelming. Unless you arrive really early, I think it's good to spend the rest of your travel day exploring the pretty streets and enjoying the initial holiday excitement without feeling like you have to do something specific.
Tate and I start in Rome.
Our first full day in Rome began early with a visit to the famous Trevi Fountain. Known for its vivid flowing water and dramatic marble statues, the fountain is dominated by the Greek god Oceanus right at its centre. Legend has it if you toss a coin over your left shoulder into the fountain, then one day you're back in Rome, so I assume that must mean it works. Like most famous spots in Rome, the Trevi Fountain attracts swarms of fellow tourists. Even at 7 AM when we arrived, there was already quite a few people. It wasn't overwhelmingly busy though. You could easily get to the front for photos and there was plenty of space, definitely not shoulder to shoulder. I have seen photos where it looks actually quiet at around 5 AM, but we just weren't dedicated enough to try that one out for ourselves. After coffee, we took a stroll around the area. An empty-looking church just steps away from the Pantheon. Inside, we were treated to this beautiful roof, and there was even Michelangelo's statue, Christ the Redeemer, at the front. And there was no one really there. As Rome is home to over 900 churches, there's a good chance you'll want to visit at least one. If you're visiting during the warmer months, then pack layers like a light top or a scarf. When you visit the Pantheon, there are separate lines for cash payments, pre-booked tickets, and card payments. I got at the start of the card payments line, so ended up being some at the very first inside. This meant we were able to see an almost empty Pantheon, for a few minutes anyway. Today it's normally a place where you can see some impressive fountains, although on our visits they were under renovation. And the infamous location where Julius Caesar was assassinated. These days the ruins are also home to a well-known cat sanctuary. From street level you can get a great view of both the ruins and the cats. Or for just a few euros you can head down and explore the site up close. This enormous amphitheatre has towered over Rome for nearly 2,000 years. It would often host brutal events like gladiator tournaments and animal hunts, with over 50,000 spectators cheering on the bloodshed. There are different types of tickets available for the Colosseum. It's the first and second floor that are included in the standard ticket. From the top there was a really great view over the Colosseum, and we had the upper floor almost to ourselves. Very different from what it's like on the first and second levels where there's a lot more people. While we were up there it started to rain, which then turned into a full-on storm complete with booming thunder and flashing lightning. While of course nobody wants a storm on holiday, it was pretty cool to take cover and watch the dramatic weather from the top of the Colosseum. So if you were wondering whether you can still visit the Colosseum when it's raining, yes you can. Your ticket also includes entry to the Roman Forum and Palatine Hill. Because our ticket was valid for 48 hours, we decided to visit the next day instead to avoid the afternoon heat. Plus, with our really early start, we thought it would be nice to take it easy that afternoon. One of the perks of staying somewhere fairly central is the ease of popping back to your room for a break, which is exactly what we did in the mid-afternoon. After our break, we planned to spend the rest of the day exploring Trastevere, one of Rome's most charming neighbourhoods. With its narrow cobbled streets and leafy buildings, Trastevere, this area is known for its authentic Roman restaurants, lively bars and vibrant atmosphere, making it a great place to visit both day and night. Our morning was spent at the Roman Forum and Palatine Hill, two of the city's well-known historic sites. Walk through the Forum, where you'll be surrounded by the remains of what was once the heart of Roman public life. Temples, basilicas and monuments that have stood for thousands of years. As we bought one of the full experience Colosseum tickets, it included entry to the super sites, a collection of special areas and monuments within the Forum and on Palatine Hill that are not typically part of the standard entry. Some of these sites also feature video projections or narration to help bring the remains to life. We particularly enjoyed visiting the well-preserved residences of the House of Augustus and the House of Livia, and Santa Maria Antiqua, one of Rome's earliest surviving Christian monuments. So I wouldn't recommend saving the best for last, just in case you're too exhausted by then. After exploring the Forum until around early afternoon, our feet were telling us it was time to sit down, so we stopped for a spritz. Aperol and Campari spritz are two Italian cocktails that you'll find everywhere in Rome. We took a slow walk around Rome's thriving Jewish quarter, home to one of the oldest Jewish communities in Europe. As it's a relatively small area, you could easily explore it following a free self-guided tour in about an hour or so, or if you prefer, there are guided walking tours available. About an hour before sunset, we walked to the top of Aventine Hill. Here is the peaceful Garden of Oranges, where you can find a spot along the wall and enjoy far-reaching views across Rome. Watching the sky change colour while listening to the sound of cicadas and a guitar playing was incredibly relaxing. As you might know, Vatican City, located within Rome, is an independent state and the heart of the Roman Catholic Church. Not only is it the smallest country in the world, but it's also home to the largest church in the world, St. Peter's Basilica. St. Peter's Basilica is incredibly popular, so you could easily end up waiting in line for an hour or two just to get in, even outside of peak season. One way to avoid this is by arriving as close to opening time as possible, but do know that on Wednesdays there's an audience with the Pope closed in the morning. When we arrived at 7:15 there was barely any queue to get through security. I'm sure the rain influenced this a bit, but I have generally seen that arriving when it opens at 7 is a tactic. From there we headed straight to the Dome. The views from the top give you a fantastic perspective of the Vatican City and across Rome. In our opinion, it was absolutely worth the slog up the 551 steps. If you do plan to climb the Dome, I'd suggest doing this early as well like we did, or you could potentially get stuck in another queue. While entrance to the Basilica is free, there is a fee to climb the bell tower. It's €8 if you take the stairs and €10 if you want to use the lift. Be aware that the lift only takes you past the first 231 steps. At this point you can walk around on the roof, but to reach the very top you can't avoid stairs completely, as there's still another 320 steps to go from here. After climbing the dome, take some time to explore the church. The interior is completely enormous, featuring soaring vaulted ceilings, intricate mosaics, and incredible sculptures, it's sure to take your breath away. Even though parts of the basilica were under construction during our visit, it was still absolutely amazing inside. If you do plan to climb the dome as well, I'd leave yourself about 2 hours total to visit the basilica.
And now we're in Paris.
Louvre. The Louvre is one of the most iconic landmarks in Paris and a fantastic starting point to dive into this artistic city. Home to masterpieces like the Venus di Milo, the Mona Lisa, and Liberty Leading the People, it's an art lover's paradise. Before you even step inside, you'll be amazed by the glass pyramid entrance designed by architect Ming Pei. This impressive structure is just a glimpse of the wonders that await you inside, and I highly recommend purchasing your tickets in advance online to skip the lines. Given that you're about to explore the largest art museum in the world, consider taking a guided tour to the Louvre. This way you can enjoy fast-track entry and gain insights from a knowledgeable guide who will lead you to the museum's top treasures. Triomphe du Carrousel. Either before you enter the Louvre or when you come out, be sure to check out the Arc de Triomphe du Carrousel. This isn't the famous Arch of Paris, we'll get to that one later, but it's equally splendid even though it's half the size. Built to honor Napoleon's victories, the construction of the Arc de Triomphe du Carrousel began in 1806. You'll see beautiful military reliefs carved into the rose-pink marble. At the top of the monument, there's a stunning sculpture of Peace riding her triumphal chariot to the Jardin du Palais Royal. These beautifully manicured gardens lead you to the Palais Royal itself. Outside the palace, you'll find the famous black and white striped columns designed by French artist Daniel Burin. The unique columns have since become beloved. Palais Royal is undoubtedly one of the most Instagrammable spots in Paris, so make sure you have your camera ready. Jardin des Tuileries. From the Palais Royal, take a leisurely 10-minute walk to the Jardin des Tuileries. These stunning gardens were commissioned by Queen Consort Catherine de' Medici in 1564. Initially a private garden for royal events and exclusive banquets, they have been open to the public since 1667 after the French Revolution. Don't forget to grab a gelato from one of the nearby vendors to enjoy as you wander. Entry to the gardens is free, making it a perfect addition to your day. Late afternoon, Champs-Élysées. Place de la Concorde marks the western end of the Jardin des Tuileries, and from there you can start your stroll along the iconic Champs-Élysées. Stretching 1.9 kilometers, 1.2 miles, this avenue is one of the most luxurious shopping streets in the world. If you're a shopaholic, you'll want to take your time exploring the mix of designer and high street shops from Tiffany's to Nike. Even if shopping isn't on your agenda, soaking up the grandeur of this beautiful street is a must. Pont Alexandre Droit. After soaking up the shops and glamour of the Champs-Élysées, take a leisurely walk to the River Seine. Paris is known for its beautiful bridges connecting the left and right banks, and you'll spot many during your 4-day adventure. Rue de l'Université. As you make your way to the left bank, you'll come across the charming Rue de l'Université. This street perfectly captures the sophisticated boulevards that make Paris so enchanting. But what makes it truly special is the incredible view it offers of the city's most iconic landmark, the Eiffel Tower. From the eastern end of the Rue de l'Université, you'll get an unparalleled view of the Iron Lady. Evening, La Tour Eiffel. It will take you around 30 minutes to walk the length of Rue de l'Université before you reach the grand finale, the Eiffel Tower. Standing tall at 324 meters, 1,063 feet, the Eiffel Tower soars above the Parisian skyline. There's no better way to take in the City of Lights than from its second-floor viewing deck with a chilled glass of champagne in hand. To wrap up the first day of your 4-day Paris itinerary, ride the lift to the top of the observation deck and watch the sunset over the rooftops of Paris. Since wait times can be long, especially during summer, I highly recommend booking your Eiffel Tower tickets well in advance. Deeper dive into the history and fascinating facts about the Eiffel Tower, consider booking a guided tour. It's a great way to enrich your visit and make the experience even more memorable. Dinner in Paris. After soaking in the breathtaking views, it's time to indulge in some delicious French cuisine near the Eiffel Tower. Morning, Trocadéro. Sunrise. During your 4 days in Paris, experiencing the city at first light is a must. My top recommendation for watching the sunrise is from the terrace at Trocadéro. Located across the Seine with a direct view of the Eiffel Tower, it offers some of the best views of this iconic landmark. Arrive early and you'll likely have the entire area to yourself, perfect for capturing stunning photos. Afterward, enjoy a peaceful stroll through the Jardin des Trocadéro. Mid-morning, Champs de Mars. Another day in Paris, another chance to explore this postcard-perfect city on foot. Start your day by crossing the Seine via the Pont de l'Ena, pausing often to snap photos of the Eiffel Tower. As you step onto the right bank, you'll be greeted by a charming carousel. While it doesn't open until mid-morning, it's a great spot to capture some more photos of the Eiffel Tower with the ride in the foreground. Afternoon, Les Invalides. Just a 10-minute walk from Cozy Bousquet, you'll find Les Invalides, a stunning complex of museums, a church, and the tomb of Napoleon Bonaparte. Musée Rodin, which opened in 1919, is dedicated to the works of Auguste Rodin, widely regarded as the founder of modern sculpture. Among the stunning collections, you'll recognize famous pieces like The Thinker, The Kiss, and The Gates of Hell. The museum is set in the beautiful 18th century mansion Hotel Byron, which is a sight to behold on its own. Musée Rodin is conveniently located right next to the Les Invalides, and you should plan to spend at least an hour exploring. Not for the faint-hearted, Les Catacombes de Paris, Catacombs of Paris, is a labyrinth of tunnels beneath the streets of the 14th arrondissement. Containing the bones of over 6 million Parisians, the catacombs are a must-see if you're looking for something a bit edgier during your 4 days in Paris. To access these tunnels, you'll descend 131 steps and follow a 1.5-kilometer, 1-mile circuit. Expect to spend about an hour exploring the ossuaries. The temperature in the catacombs is a cool 57 degrees Fahrenheit, 14 degrees Celsius year-round. It's a fascinating, eerie experience that you won't forget. Evening, La Tour Montparnasse. Once you emerge back into the daylight, take a 20-minute walk to the Montparnasse Tower. It might not be the prettiest building in Paris, but once you reach the 56th floor, you'll forget all about its exterior. From up there, you'll see everything from the Eiffel Tower to the Louvre and Notre Dame. The tower is open daily from 9:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Seine River Cruise. After spending the 2 days of your Paris itinerary crisscrossing the Seine, it's time to take a scenic tour along the waterway. I highly recommend a nighttime cruise to experience the magic of Paris's landmarks all lit up. If you're ready to splurge, check out the evening cruise with dinner on the River Seine. You can choose between a short 75-minute cruise starting at 6 p.m. or a longer 2.5-hour cruise starting at 8:30 p.m. For a more wallet-friendly option, try the 1-hour Seine cruise and crepe tasting near the Eiffel Tower. For day 3 and your 4-day Paris itinerary, the Pompidou Center boasts one of the most innovative exteriors you'll ever see in a museum. Commissioned by Georges Pompidou, the former president of France, it serves as a home for contemporary artworks. Here, you can admire pieces by Henri Matisse, Andy Warhol, and Marcel Duchamp. Pompidou Center. It's a fantastic spot for photos, and the view alone is worth the visit. Besides visiting the attractions I've mentioned below, make sure to leave time to wander the alleyways where painters and street musicians bring the area to life. Majestically over Montmartre, atop the highest hill in Paris, the Roman Catholic Church of Sacré-Cœur is dedicated to the heart of Jesus. Inside, you'll be greeted by an impressive mosaic depicting the risen Christ. If you're up for climbing the 300 steps to the dome, you'll be rewarded with another breathtaking view of the Parisian skyline. There's no admission fee to visit Sacré-Cœur, which connects the Canal de l'Ourcq with the Seine, was first commissioned by Napoleon I in 1802. Today, it's one of the trendiest spots to hang out in central Paris and a favorite among locals. If you're a fan of Amélie, you'll recognize the canal where the heroine loves to skim pebbles. You can board a boat for a scenic cruise or take a leisurely walk along the canal side. You'll find yourself at the foot of the iconic Arc de Triomphe. This monument honors those who sacrificed their lives for France during the French Revolution and the Napoleonic Wars. Beneath the arch lies the tomb of the unknown soldier from World War I. You can admire the intricate reliefs and stunning architecture from the ground. It looks especially magnificent at night, so try to arrive before sunset. If you're up for it, you can climb the 280 stairs for a breathtaking panoramic view of Paris. Nightly lighting of the eternal flame at the tomb of the unknown soldier, which takes place at 6:30 p.m. It's a moving ceremony and a beautiful tribute to the fallen. Night. Montmartre nightlife. A chance to revisit some places. For your penultimate night, I recommend heading back to Montmartre. This neighborhood is known for its vibrant nightlife, offering a completely different vibe from the daytime. Moulin Rouge. While you're back in Montmartre, make sure to swing by the Moulin Rouge to see its legendary red windmill all lit up. The ferry shows are a bit pricey, but if you're looking for unforgettable experiences during your 4 days in Paris, witnessing the Belle Époque in all its glory is a must. Be sure to visit the Moulin Rouge earlier in the day to catch a glimpse of its iconic exterior. Île de la Cité. Start your final day in Paris on the charming Île de la Cité. This natural island in the middle of the River Seine is brimming with historic sites and offers a perfect blend of culture and scenery. A peaceful morning exploring landmarks like Notre Dame Cathedral and Sainte-Chapelle. Mid-morning, Notre Dame de Paris. Construction of this medieval cathedral began in 1163 and took 200 years to complete, only to be damaged during the 16th and 18th centuries. Tragedy struck again with the 2019 fire, but Notre Dame de Paris is bouncing back, and you can now see more of it as the scaffolding has been removed. While it's not currently possible to enter this iconic monument during repairs, catching a glimpse of Notre Dame is an absolute must on your 4-day Paris itinerary. Sainte-Chapelle. Next door to Notre Dame, the Sainte-Chapelle is often overlooked, but it's a hidden gem you shouldn't miss. Inside the French Gothic chapel, you'll discover a stunning array of stained glass windows that depict biblical stories. However, you can also admire the beautiful architecture from the outside if you prefer. Conciergerie. This Gothic fortress, once a prison during the French Revolution, is where Marie Antoinette spent her final weeks before her execution. Inside, you can see a recreation of her former cell. Pantheon. This impressive neoclassical mausoleum from the 19th century houses the remains of notable French figures like Voltaire, Victor Hugo, and Marie Curie. the final few hours of your 4-day Paris adventure, so make the most of them. Beyond the attractions and monuments, the Latin Quarter is also a fantastic spot to unwind and experience some of the best nightlife in Paris. You could spend your final evening revisiting your favorite arrondissement to see it all light up by the enchanting Parisian lights.
And next time, we visit Malta. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that episode. Chuckers!